One of the names that we always hear when we hear Angel Reese is Caitlin Clark as well. People have tried to pit you guys against each other. How much of that is actual rivalry versus just commentary from the public, like people trying to make you guys be enemies?
Yeah, I think it's just competition. It's been competition since college, being able to play against Caitlin. I've been playing against Caitlin since we were probably in 8th or 9th grade.
Here's how you know Caitlin Clark is truly back. She plays great, wins a deserved MVP, and there's crash outs on social media. I don't have to go.
Caitlin Clark just dominated the FBO World Cup qualifier, smashing record after record like it was NBD. And of course, Angel Reese turned the internet into a straight-up circus. Between cheap shots at shoes and random award rants, Reese's reaction has everyone laughing, cringing, and questioning sportsmanship at the same time. Did Reese just steal the spotlight, in the worst way, during Clark's historic week? Or is there a wild plot twist we didn't see coming?
Let me get this straight. You're saying Caitlin Clark won MVP over at FIBA? Is this the same Caitlin Clark who went 8 months without playing professional basketball? Is this the same Caitlin Clark who only started 1 out of 5 games for Team USA? Is this the same Caitlin Clark who was being put in the game playing every position except for her own because Chelsea Gray has seniority? Is this the same Caitlin Clark who came off the bench and dropped 17 points and 12 assists, which locked the internet down to the point that her own teammates iced her out game 2? That Caitlin Clark? Oh, you mean it Caitlin Clark who scored the most points, was number 1 in assists, number 1 in 2-point field goal percentage.
14 records in 7 days? Sounds like a typo, right? Like someone mashed the keyboard? But nope. It actually happened. And somehow that wasn't even the wildest part of the week. While one player was quietly rewriting international basketball history, another was out here launching what looked like a one-woman campaign for an award that doesn't even exist.
It's official tissue. We don't gotta play games. We don't gotta speculate. Caitlin Clark is the MVP of the FIBA tournament in her debut on the senior national team. What we talking about? Y'all still trying to start Chelsea Gray? Y'all still trying to start Chelsea Gray? What we talking about? Caitlin Clark, the GOAT. You did your big one. They can't stop you. They can't stop you, mama.
The hilarious part? Everyone thought they knew the script. International tournaments are usually predictable, polished, Team USA dominant stuff. But this week, chaos hit from 2 angles at once. The scoreboard on one side, the timeline on the other, like 2 totally different movies accidentally playing on the same screen.
Performance any more than I already have. I mean, obviously, she was the most impactful player in her minutes for Team USA. Led the team in total points, led the team in total assists. It was apparent when she was out there. Caitlin still has stuff she needs to work on. I think she needs to get better off the ball. I'm glad she got some reps off the ball in the game. You saw there, it looked like she put in some work on her mid-range game and stuff like that. Defense, people will go, oh, but her defense, that's the new turnovers. But come on. I mean, you saw it. It was apparent.
Caitlin Clark landed in Puerto Rico like someone who hadn't played in 239 days. Usually code for rust, hesitation, and awkward getting back moments. But nah, she treated that break like a software update. The version that showed up? Faster, sharper, and borderline disrespectful to the idea of easing in.
No offense, much better when Caitlin Clark was in. Caitlin Clark is the MVP of the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament in San Juan, averaging 11.6 points per game and 6.4 assists per game. This is her second FIBA MVP award at only 24 years old. Her second MVP award already. Oh, FIBA women's they love some Caitlin Clark. Unlike the bitter WNBA, international, they understand what she is. They know what it is. You gotta market yourself some CC. You gotta love yourself some CC. You can't just push against what is inevitable.
She didn't even start the first game. The plan was clearly to ease her in while the veterans handled business. That plan lasted about as long as it took the defense to press her and realize they had a problem. Once she stepped on the court, the entire vibe changed. Not cinematic, not dramatic, just quietly unstoppable. She didn't just handle pressure, she weaponized it. Reading traps before they formed, moving the ball like she'd already seen the next 3 seconds of the game. 17 points, 12 assists, 0 turnovers, in under 20 minutes. And yes, 0 turnovers under that kind of defensive heat is basically insulting. That single outing? Historic. But it was just the opening act. Over the next few days, she kept stacking records like someone speed-running a career, consistent, controlled, and annoyingly efficient.
The matter is, reality is here. And that reality is Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Clark. I'm hearing the Players Union and the WNBA came to a verbal agreement on the CBA negotiations. Guess what that means, folks? We are going to watch this girl be great for years and years and years. We are. We just are. Get your popcorns ready and get ready to accept this. The next matter of years of your life, we will be watching this generational talent blossom.
By the time the tournament hit its stride, Caitlin Clark had turned limited minutes into maximum impact. Leading in assists, controlling tempo, quietly dominating plus-minus like it was her own secret scoreboard. The stat that actually tells the truth. And then, the part coaches never admit, the system shifted. Minutes increased. Offense built around her. Not a strategy, just reality. Even with the flu slowing most players down, she kept producing, like it was a minor inconvenience, not a storyline. By week's end, 14 records shattered, MVP locked, numbers that looked straight up fictional. But this isn't where the story ends. Because while one player was rewriting history, another was busy generating headlines, and not the kind that celebrate basketball. Angel Reese has a knack for attention, but the timing, perfectly theatrical, popping up exactly when someone else is stealing the show.
She was confident with her shot. She's just a playmaker on an entirely different level than anyone else. And when you go game by game and total impact across the course of those 5 games, she was clearly the MVP for Team USA, and therefore the MVP of the FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament. The 5 was shared as well for the award. As far as the team that was chosen by FIBA, that is. Here you see the all.
Instead of letting the spotlight stay where it naturally landed, the conversation flipped. Not because of performance, but because of commentary. And of course, the internet did what it always does. Zoom in, compare, and turn the whole thing into a running debate on perception versus production. Sure, Angel Reese had her own numbers, rebounds that look impressive on paper, until you realize a big chunk came from grabbing your own misses. Basically grading your own test. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark? Orchestrating offense, elevating teammates, and racking up efficiency that doesn't need footnotes. That kind of side-by-side makes the comparison awkward. And then it gets bigger than basketball. Clark's endorsements read less like a rookie resume and more like a corporate strategy meeting. Major brands lining up, investing long-term, not hype. That kind of backing? It's deliberate, strategic, and impossible to ignore.